still basically a holiday weekend. If you're in the U.S. celebrates something called Thanksgiving. Um, there is a there is a debate about Thanksgiving, okay, and the origin and what it means and this and that. That's another conversation for another day, basically. But nevertheless, it's always good to give thanks. As a matter of fact, that is what I am all about giving thanks. So there is no downside to Thanksgiving. Um, I got an interesting um, session today. What I normally do is I do a quick recap of my previous session before we go into the next session. But this time around, the next session has an interlinking between all the sessions, but it does not necessarily interlock with the previous session. But we're going to do a quick recap anyway. And let's get into that because I got something special. But the last session was a two-part one, and the second part was surviving judgmental people and their insecurities. And oh, that was a fantastic session. It was a fantastic session that gave pointers on how to protect your boundaries, how to protect yourself from those judgmental people and the things that they try to put on us, you know? And we're not going to let that happen. Surviving judgmental people. So we had some things that we had to face, what we call core truths, where judgment equals projection plus a power grab. Their opinion reveals their fears and insecurity and their upbringing and their training, and their self-worth and or lack thereof. You don't have to debate with someone else's projection. That was a good one that we focus on. Boundaries that you have to set for yourself to prevent yourself. That you have to prevent yourself from. Hold on for 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties, and I don't know why. Don't have anybody on, but what I think I'm gonna have to do is, which is not a problem, is come down and go back up. Normally that works. What's happening?
There's an echo, so I can hear you, and then I can hear it again in the background.
You sure it's not you?
No, because I got my headsets on. That's why I have my headsets on, because I want to see what's coming through the audio. You understand?
Okay.
So it's like it's a delay. So you'll say something, and then you can hear another segment of it coming through some from somewhere.
Let's see if that's gonna happen again. All right. What about now? What about now? Can you hear it?
Well, you're not live.
I am live. You just have to log out and come back in.
Okay.
Down, or refresh. Oh, I think I know why. Because the other phone is probably too close. Okay, so this is fucking to work the way I
don't hear it now.
Yep. Okay. So again, as a recap, surviving judgmental people, where judgment equal projection plus a power grab. Their opinions reveals their fears, their insecurities, and their upbringing and their training. It equates to their own self-worth. And it's about them, not about you. You don't have to debate with someone's projection. Okay? Someone's projection and what they feel, that's on them. You have to set your boundaries and keep your boundaries. Your attention is your life. Your attention is your life. What you focus on, what you pay attention to, what you spend time on, protect it. Protect it with your life. The moral high grounders is people who are saying things, and this is about, judgmental. It's what people say and what they do, those little things. So the moral high grounders, a person say things like a good person would never. How judgmental is that? What we call an expert auditor, the one who think they know it all. Actually, the right way is this. They can tell you how to do everything. And the backhanded cheerleader, the person who always wants to give you a backhanded compliment. Congrats. It must be nice to have. It must be nice to do. It must be nice to be in a position. These are the things that judgmental people and their insecurities project on other people. And they want to put it on you to affect your life. And the number one thing we have to do is protect ourselves with setting boundaries and prevent that from happening. We don't need other people's judgment. In fact, there's only one judgment that matters, and that is the divine judgment. Other than that, we just going to live our lives in the best way, in the most productive way, in the most positive way that we can. And we're not going to focus on anybody else's judgment and their projections, because it really doesn't matter. We don't have time for that. So that was a quick express recap of surviving judgmental people and their insecurities. But I said that today's session is not going to be a direct interlink between the two, because this is something that is on polar opposite side of the spectrum, where we want to be, where we want to stay, and where we are going to grow within. And it's all about love. And I think it's important around the time of Thanksgiving and giving and thinking of others, thinking of things bigger than ourselves. The essence of that is love. And today is going to be a fantastic session that is almost like a poetry session, because it's called Love is the Melody of Life. Allowing love to be the center of your life rhythm. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Just give me a second to get it together, and we are going to have a beautiful session with this one. This is one of those other sessions where you don't have to take notes. You just have to listen, because this is for any and everyone who can hear my voice. So welcome back to the Hour of Power, focusing on purpose and praise with D.E. Wilder. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on my journey. I am D.E. Wilder, and we are living life with power, passion, personal growth, and most of all, purpose. Let's give thanks to all things, especially the small things. Let's celebrate every day's blessing and the beauty of life that is surrounding us. Let's make an effort to celebrate the constant beauty and the quiet miracles. Those quiet miracles which make life so uniquely precious. Let us give thanks. So welcome back, family, friends, and fraternal souls. This is D.E. Wilder, and today I want to bring you into a sanctuary, if you will. A soul sanctuary where love isn't just a feeling or a moment or a emotional or an emotion that flares up when things are good and when you're feeling good. But in fact, love is a melody that plays underneath everything. Your choices, your relationship, your healing, your forgiveness, your growth, and your peace. Today, we're going to talk about love is the melody of life, allowing love to be the center of your life rhythm. Because when love becomes your rhythm, life stops being noise and noisy and becomes a rhythm filled with music. So let's get into this. Let's get into the soul first instrument. Pop quiz. What is the soul first instrument? That's an easy one. The heart. The heart. Before you ever learned to walk, before you understood language and was able to talk, before anyone taught you what love should be, your heart was already beating a rhythm. It was pounding away. That was the universe's first gift to us in our gift of life. Your first melody, the first sign that love is not something you chase. It's something that's baked within your very existence. But somewhere along the way, life gets loud. Life has gotten louder. Expectations got heavier. Trauma rewrote those rhythms of life. Disappointment distorts your pitch. And the world taught you survival instead of harmony. So today I want to bring you back home, back to your rhythm, back to the heart, back to the original instrument, which is the heartbeat, back to the melody that has always been there and has always been yours. Let's get into it. Let's take a reflective pause for a moment. And as we always do, let's breathe in peace. Let's exhale and release. Place your hand over your heart if you have the time to do so. If not, consciously you can do it. And feel the rhythm of your heartbeat and whisper gently while you're doing that. I am returning to love. I think too many times we have failed in our holding on to the essence of our own life and our own being, which is love itself. And we've letting a lot of things sidetrack us or distort what love is. But we're going to get back into that. Love is not an event. Love is, in fact, an energy. Love is your birthright. Love is not about birthdays and celebration. Love is not about Valentine's Day. Love is not the week when someone else is happy and get along with you and do something nice for you. Love is not an event. Love is very much an energy. It moves, it vibrates, it breathes through everything that we touch. It whispers and it thinks. And the truth is this, fact of the matter is you cannot buy love. You cannot manufacture love because you were made in the very essence of love. Love is the energy that opens you. Fear is the energy that closes you. Love expands, fear contracts. Love frees, fears restrict. Love flows, fear freezes. And when fear becomes your rhythm, and for a lot of people, they allow fear to become their rhythm, your life becomes offbeat. Fact. You become very much defensive, close off, what we want to call self-protecting instead of self-expressing. But when love becomes the melody of your life, everything shifts, and it shifts in the right direction. Your conversation softens, the very essence of how you speak. Your relationship deepened. Your decisions become grounded. Your intuition rises. Your clarity strengthens. Your peace becomes very much non-negotiable. That was a previous session, but always remember that. Non-negotiable. Anything that interrupts your peace, non-negotiable. Let's go have another reflective moment. Breathe in love and exhale out fear, because we're not going to let fear control or rule our lives. We're going to live in love. Say to yourself, my life flows in love's rhythm. My life flows in love's rhythm. These are affirmations that we got to constantly tell ourselves, because the truth of the matter is we don't always feel that way. We don't always feel love, no matter how loved we are. We don't always feel like expressing and giving love, no matter how much love is the essence of who we are. So we have to have affirmation, and you have to constantly remind yourself, and you have to constantly say things like this so you can keep yourself in the flow of love rhythm in your life. The rhythm of receiving love. And for some people, why love can't get in? Why is it hard to allow love to come in? You can dance to a song that you love. But think about this for a second. You can't dance to a song if you won't let it in, if you can't hear the song, if you can't hear the rhythm. You can't dance to a song that you won't let yourself hear. So many people are starving right now, not for food. That's one thing, but they're starving for love. And that's another thing. We're not even going to get into it, but I read an article recently that said that there's so many people, especially of a certain generation, that is starving for love and companionship, true companionship. And not just talking about relationship. But when you refuse to receive it, you will not be letting it in. Why do people do that? Because receiving requires vulnerability. And vulnerability feels like, to a lot of people, exposure and or overexposure. For many of us, we have, unfortunately, loved the wrong people, trusted broken people, given others who only was takers and took from us, offer heart to those who mishandled your heart, and stayed when, in fact, we should have walked away. Or we silence ourselves just to keep the peace. So receiving love now has become risky. It feels risky. Now it feels too risky. But here is the revelation. You cannot receive love with a guarded heart. You cannot receive joy with a closed spirit. You cannot receive harmony with a defensive soul. Your rhythm only becomes healthy when your heart becomes open and free. So, okay, it's okay to protect your heart, but it's not okay to close your heart. And there's a difference between the two. So place your hand over your heart, since we're talking about that, and whisper to yourself in affirmation, I would allow myself to receive love, and I will let love in. Loving yourself is the first melody of your life. You teach the world how to love you by how you love yourself. The rhythm of life begins eternally, not externally. If you are criticized and you criticize yourself harshly, in fact, you will accept harsh criticism. You will be prone to accept it. If you portray your own needs, you will tolerate betrayal. If you silence your desires, you will attract an environment that silences you as well. But if you honor yourself, the world will begin to honor you back, because the world learns from you and how you treat yourself. If you speak to yourself with compassion, if your relationships starts to shift in the right direction, you will see that your energy changes. The very essence of who you are and how you function, it changes. You stop chasing people and chasing things. You stop begging for crumbs, so to speak. You stop negotiating with your own soul, because now you understand yourself better. And now you understand the melody that I carry within me is more valuable than the noise that goes on outside of me. That's a powerful statement. Let's have an affirmation moment. And we'll whisper this slowly to ourselves. I am worthy of tender love. I am worthy of deep peace. I am worthy of a harmonious life. The fact of the matter is, each and every one of us is worthy of that. Do each and every one of us get it? Do we receive it? Have we experienced it? That's another story. But each and every one of us is worthy of it. And it starts with having that affirmation and saying those things to yourself and believing it. So now it can start to actualize. Because when life goes off beat, and every once in a while it will, even the best song have tension. Every melody has a moment where notes bend, so to speak, where the crescendo rises, where the dissonance shows up, the distortion shows up. Your life is no different. It's the same. You know, we have the ups and downs. We lose people. You will face heartbreak if you live long enough. You will walk through seasons you didn't choose. It's not of your choice. You will hear life play the note that hurts your soul. But you hear me. If you can hear me, and if you can hear me loud and clear, then hear my spirit speaking to you. The dissonance is not destruction. The distortion is not destruction. It's in fact transition. It's movement. It's a transformation in progress. The melody of love doesn't eliminate pain. When something goes off beat, and it will, but love brings back it all into alignment. And love say, you're not broken. You're in the tuning period, or the retuning process. It's a process, and we're in transition, and we're in the midst of that process of growth and development. And if you have the faith and love, you'll start to understand the process, become aligned with the process, and be in peace with the process. Making love, not that type of love. Slow down. Making love the center of the rhythm. Yes. Here's where life shifts happens, exactly where it happens. If you want to love and you want love to become your rhythm, you must make a conscious choice of it. You must be clear about it. And you must make a conscious choice about it each and every day. It can't be something where I want love and I want love to be the center of my life and I want to be at peace with it. And then tomorrow you're in turmoil and the next day is something else happening. No, you have to make a conscious effort and have practices each and every day to make it center. The first thing is let love lead your speech. The words, the very words that come out your mouth. Speak from truth, not from impulse. Speak from compassion, not from reaction. That's where it starts. They say life and death is in the tongue. And I find that to be very true. Let love guide your decision. Ask yourself, is this, when you make a decision, is this rooted in love? Or is this rooted in anxiety and or fear? An impulse decision. Those are the type of things and those are the type of reflection that will change your entire life and then change your decision-making process. Let love sit in the driver's seat. That means letting love lead, not ego, not insecurity, not your wounded pride, not the need to prove something to someone, not in revenge, but simply put, in love. Let love shape your boundaries. Love does not mean allowing disrespect. Love means protecting your peace with honor. Let love center your spiritual rhythm. I love that. Pray from love, not from anxiety. Meditate from love, not from doubt. Reflect from love, not from guilt. Let love be your legacy. Your energy is what people will remember you by. Not your resume, not your car, the type of car you drive, not your status at your job, not how much money you got, but the way you love them. They will remember that the most. That's a fact. So let's have some closing meditation for this first part. And it's called Returning to the Inner Melody. If you want, close your eyes and take this in. Relax your shoulders and slow down your breathing. Let's control the breathing. And imagine your heart as a glowing instrument, a divine drum, a sacred piano, a spiritual violin. So it's an orchestra. It plays a melody that has never stopped. And even when you are hurting, doubting, breaking, or healing, you can feel the rhythm, feel the warmth, feel the harmony returning to you, feel the music rising up within you. Whisper to yourself, another affirmation. The melody of my life is love. And once again, I choose love as my rhythm. And one more time, I return to the center of my soul's harmony. That's how, those type of affirmations are what you got to tell yourself. And you tell yourself till you feel it in your system. And no one else can tell you otherwise. Thank you very much. So fraternal souls, when you let love become the melody of your life, you stop surviving and you start living. You step back into your alignment, back into your purpose, back into your clarity, back into the truth of who you are. You become a walking harmony, a living song, a soul with a soundtrack. Sidebar. My life is full of a soundtrack. Anybody knows me, if you've been around me, you know I'm constantly humming. I'm humming melodies and humming song. My life is a soundtrack, and all of these things are part of my life. And your heartbeat is also your soundtrack. So as a reminder, it's reminding you that love isn't just about something you feel, but it's something you become. And today, you step into your own personal harmony, personal melody. That was beautiful. We will continue this journey that begin deep within your heart in this part 2 session. Part 2 of Love is the Melody of Life. So part 1, if you didn't catch it and you're just coming in, this is what it's about. Love is a melody of your life. And part 1 was about awakening the rhythm within you. Well, part 2 is about living within that rhythm that is now awakened, protecting that rhythm and dancing with the rhythm in your everyday life. Because love isn't a melody that we just feel. It's a melody that we protect, cultivate, embody, and choose. And today we choose to go deeper within that rhythm and within that melody. Let's get into it. When love becomes your daily practice, love is not passive. Love is very much active. Love is intentional. Love is when you choose to be free and to love and choose love each and every day. When you choose love each and every day, you are choosing to, in a very intentional way, choose peace over pettiness. Fact of the matter. Choosing patience over pressure. Choosing compassion over comparison. Choosing truth over emotional impulse. Choosing presence over distraction. And we're full of constant distractions nowadays. This is how love starts to shape your life. Not with grand gestures, all this, celebratory things, but simply put, with daily practices. Here are 3 daily love practices we could put into action today. Let's give this a try. 1, speak kindly to yourself first. Have compassion and grace for yourself. Self-love sets your inner frequencies. Slow down when triggered. Fact of the matter is, we can all be triggered by many different things. We are the makeup of the things that have happened to us in our past. But slow down. Love is in pausing, in being able to take a moment. That action itself is a love moment. Each and every night, show gratitude. Be thankful. Gratitude deepens the melody and the harmony. Those are things that we can put into action. 3 nice little steps. Reflective moment. Whisper gently to yourself. Today, I practice love in everything I do. Today, I choose to practice love in everything I do. Love and the art of emotional mastery. Here's the truth. Most people seems to avoid. Love requires emotional maturity. Okay? And I didn't even bring that up at the very beginning, because that is just the basis of this session of conversation. I am of the thought that anyone who can hear my voice at this moment is at some level of emotional maturity. This is not what we call a puppy love, and we'll talk about that. We're talking about the deep-rooted love for oneself first. And then that love for oneself exudes out and allow you to love all things. Emotional maturity requires inner discipline. And inner discipline is the rhythm that keeps your life balanced. When your emotions is overwhelmed and it overwhelms you, your rhythm becomes very much unstable. And life will now fall out of sync. But when love becomes your own grounding energy, you now master your own emotional transitions. And if you live long enough, you know life is about transition. You're going to constantly go through transition, but you want to go through those transitions with love and clarity. So we have to teach ourselves. Love teaches us how to do certain things. Love teaches us how to respond instead of react. And there's a difference. Feel without being consumed. Listen without becoming defensive. Communicate without attacking. Apologize without shame. Forgive without forgetting your own worth. This is what they call emotional musicianship. This is, in fact, your soul alignment. Reflective moment. Breathe deeply and say to yourself, I am learning to master myself through love. And let that stay with you. Loving others without losing yourself. Loving others without losing yourself. How many times have we felt we lost ourselves within the confinement of a loving relationship? Well, you were not designed to shrink for love. You were not created to disappear for love. You were never intended to sacrifice your identity for companionship. Love is, in fact, in the very essence of it, is expansive and expanding and growing for you, but for all people. For the many of us, we have been taught or learned the opposite of that. We have learned to give until we are empty, to stay even when it hurts, accept disrespect to avoid loneliness, to carry emotional weight that is truly a lot of times not ours. Again, back to projection. Someone else is projecting it onto you. Love others more than we love ourselves. But in fact, this is not love. And this is not love at its true essence. Love is not self-abandonment. Healthy love sounds like this. I care about you and I care about myself as well. I can love you without losing me. My boundaries are not punishment for you or for me. Love is mutual, not one-sided. I do not rescue or fix or shrink for anyone, because love wants you to be your best self. Love wants you to be in your greatest presence. That's when it's expanding. That's when it's growing most. When you are in harmony, as we're talking about, and the melody and the rhythm is all together. So say this out loud. We have a series of affirmations because this is about affirmations. My love includes loving myself. My love includes loving myself. When love must become your boundary. Now we talk about expansion now. Why are we talking about boundaries? Why? Because love is gentle and love is not passive. And love say things like, I will not let you harm me. Saying love, we're talking about love with the boundaries, because love has a voice itself and it speaks. I will not allow my spirit to be drained. You can say these things without even speaking the words. I will not remain where love is absent. I will not sacrifice my peace for chaos. Your boundaries are instruments and tools that keeps your melody pure. So remember, love without boundary is simply chaos disguised as devotion. Healthy boundaries are not walls, but they simply put, they're filters. They can filter out what is designed to disrupt your rhythm. It can filter out what is designed to disrupt your rhythm and protect and nurture it. Okay? Another reflective point, and we're going to whisper this. I set boundaries out of love, not out of fear. We're not living in fear. Love is a spiritual frequency. Every soul has a frequency. Every heartbeat emits energy. Every person carries a tone. When you operate in love, your spiritual frequency rises. It can be heard. Love makes you clearer. Love makes you lighter. Love makes you calmer. Love makes you wiser. Love makes your spirit align and fall into alignment. You stop living from your past traumas and wounds, and you start living from your wisdom. That's a beautiful thing. I'm still getting over a sore throat. Excuse me. So here are signs that you are aligned with love. You no longer force connections. You feel more peace than anxiety. You listen to your intuition. If you have heard my previous sessions, if you haven't, go and check out my YouTube channel, where I have a fantastic sessions out there, and I had one session about inner peace, one session about your inner voice. So fantastic sessions that talks about this, listening to your intuition. Your conversations soften. You release what seems to drain you. Your soul feels awake and alive again. Love is not just a feeling. It is spiritual intelligence. It has a life of its own. So now how do we get to where we need to be? Reharmonizing ourselves after setbacks and heartbreaks and those things that serve to interrupt and distort our natural heart melody and rhythm. Heartbreaks disrupt your melody, and that's just a fact. It throws the rhythm off beat. But heartbreak is not the end of the melody. It is not the end of the song. It is the bridge between who you are and who you were. In fact, it is the bridge between who you once were and who you are becoming. So through this soul, you can heal through love. And if you're going to heal through love, this is This is what it looks like. Allowing yourself to feel and to be open. Releasing emotional debt. That's a beautiful one. Acknowledge what was lost. Acknowledge it. There's a fact, because you don't feel hurt and pain for no reason. So you can acknowledge it, accept it, and honor what is gained from it. Rebuilding your trust within yourself. Returning to the inner melodies that you once had. You do not heal from heartbreak by just simply replacing things and replacing people. You heal by returning home and centering yourself to love, and the love that lives simply inside of you. So say softly, I am reharmonizing, and I am returning to my original heartbeat and my melodies. In closing meditation moment, allowing the love to become the living love song within our life. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, let your breath slow down, breathe and slow down. And imagine your life as a song, a soul song that rises up and expands and flows and transforms, and see yourself walking in love, speaking in love, choosing in love, breathing in love, living in love, and whisper to yourself, softly or out loud, I am living. I am a living melody. I walk with the rhythm of love. Love is the center of my harmony. Your melody is sacred. Your rhythm is divine. Your soul is music. And today you're stepping deeper into that music, into that harmony, into that melody, into your love. So this was a session of Love is the Melody of Life. I hope this meant something to you, because you were not created for noise or chaos. You were created for harmony, for rhythm, for soul, for love. Until next time, fraternal souls, walk in your rhythm, live in your melody, and let love be the very heartbeat of your life. I hope this message resonated with you. And if it has, share it with someone who you think needs to hear it, and remind them of the peace and the grace and the love that awaits for them. My sincerest intention is that the positive energy and unwavering dedication I project, I know I do a lot of talking, so my mouth get dry, through both my actions and my contribution, resonate deeply with each and every individual who hears my voice. My hope is that our shared spirit serves as an uplifting catalyst for our individual growth, to inspire collaborative breakthroughs, and ultimately to foster the collective success and positive impact, those positive impact that we are all seeking in our life journey. Therefore, stay rooted, stay blessed, and stay living life with purpose. I am D. Wilder, and this is the hour of power, focusing on purpose and praise. And I bid you peace and blessings for the week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me on my journey. Whenever I give these sessions, I'm on a journey, and this is my heart's desire to spread some positive message. And when you are here to hear my message, and when you are here with me, that means you are sharing my journey with me. And I appreciate that. I respect that. And I love that. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, you sound up so quick.
My throat getting dry.
Huh?
My throat getting dry.
Yeah.
I took I took Mucinex or CBS version of it. Does that makes you go to sleep? That makes you drowsy?
Sometimes, yeah, because it has like alcohol.
Oh yeah, because that thing put me to sleep. I slept like I haven't slept before.
What time did you take it?
Took it. That was the stupid part. I took it like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And
Good.
and it say it's 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think I feel a difference.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, that's good. So that means that you got like a little rest and this session was great. This should be posted right away.
Every session I do, you say that.
Huh?
So I don't know how to determine that. But that's what I've been doing. I've been instead of like in the past, I was trying to go back and grab my older session and get them out there. But now I've been posting the newer sessions because as I was reviewing the older session, I could see a real distinct difference between the energy
yes
and everything.
And that's when I say